Joe, you have great power. Somehow I clicked the wrong thing and took myself out of the meeting, but I'm back again now. So let's go ahead and get started. Bari Vaz, due to work, can't be here tonight as president. She has contributed some items for the meeting. So as first vice president and program chair, I, Pam Stevens, will call this meeting to order. We traditionally start with any first responders who might be here tonight. I don't know if we have Christina Santos from the police department here. Are you here, Christina?
Good evening, everyone. I'm here. Can
Excellent.
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi there. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right. So this evening, I wanted to share that we are looking for some RSVPs, and I will be more than happy to share that link in the chat room. We would love to have some new members out there. So we'll have that. And then I also like to share that we met with Bari the other day, and we were talking about the homeless issues that we're having in Mira Mesa. And Bari and I are going to plan on meeting and hopefully walking around the shopping center so they learn about the letter of agencies. So we're going to meet with our business community out there so we can get some of those filled out. And just want to push the get it done. Please make sure that we're filling out the get it done so that I could get to our neighborhood policing department, and they could go out there and check those areas that everyone will like us to go out and check. And then I also remind everyone that the nextdoor.com is a great resource. However, I can't see that. I know I'm getting a lot of phone calls saying, you know, we put it out on Nextdoor that we're having issue with the homelessness, and I'm not able to see that. So if you could please fill out the get it done, and then that way we can have officers respond to that location.
Okay, thank you, Christina.
Thank you.
Okay, moving right along, do we have anyone from the fire department here? Is Captain Raimondo here? Or anybody else from Fire Station 38?
Don't see him.
Oh, okay, well, if he shows up, he sometimes comes in a little bit late. We could get him in, but I will go ahead because what Christina Santos just said about the homeless issue, that was uppermost on Bari's mind. The president's message that she emailed me to relay to everybody is to say that she'd like to thank all of our Mira Mesa residents who have alerted me to the growing issue of homeless encampments in our community. Last Friday, I hosted a meeting with representatives from the mayor's office, city council office, county supervisor's office, SDPD Northeastern Division, SDPD Homeless Outreach Team, and the new director of homelessness strategies and solutions for the city of San Diego, Hafsa Kapka. As a result of the meeting, the director will be visiting Mira Mesa to survey the situation. We will then formulate a plan involving all of the other departments to address the problem with both short and long-term solutions. Please remember to report any homeless encampments or concerning incidents with homeless individuals in one of three ways. For an encampment with no concerning incidents or behaviors, use the Get It Done app. These reports are monitored by the homeless outreach team, which will respond to the location. For a homeless individual who may be in need of assistance concerning but nonviolent behavior, apparent illness, please contact the SDPD non-emergency line at 858-484-3154. For a homeless individual exhibiting threatening or violent behavior, call 911 immediately. And that's Bari's report about the homeless issue. Let's see, another thing I think Bari would probably want everybody to be totally aware of is that the epicenter was up at the county supervisors meeting the other day, and thanks to the support of County Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer for the additional funding that's needed, a lot of people calling in about it. That is not yet in the budget, but it is something that could be added as a budget letter. We may get a little more information about that from Tara's representative later in the meeting when she gives her report. Moving right along, let's see, I guess I need to also call for Mira Mesa Town Council members who have looked at the minutes as posted on the website. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Joe. Second, Dorothy seconds. All in favor who are town council members, say aye, raise your hands.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, our February minutes are approved. We will go ahead then and move into the first item in our featured program. What are Mira Mesa's new districts for elected officials? And Barry prepared some information and Jeff also worked on it because we had a sense that she might not be able to be with us here this evening. So Jeff, I'll turn this part of the program over to you.
Okay, let me see if I can manage to share my screen here. Need which one? Where'd you go? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, can everyone see that now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so this is Barry's presentation. I will attempt to give it. Because we just had the census, all of our elected officials have had their districts redistricted. The good news is that Mira Mesa came out intact in all of them. None of them split the community. But there are some big changes that will affect us. So in 2010, the number of city council districts was expanded to 9. Prior to that, it had been 8. This year, no new districts were added, but the boundaries were changed to try to even the populations. This is what the district looked like previously after the 2010 redistricting. As you can see, Mira Mesa is intact. Above, there's a piece of Park Village from Rancho Penasquitos. And then down below, it extended all the way to Claremont and Kearny Mesa. So now things have changed a bit. Mira Mesa is still intact. But now we've lost the southern part that had Claremont, and we've added the piece to the west, which is a big chunk of University City. We've also added a piece to the east, extending way out. No, there's not much in here. This is largely the Miramar overflight zone, so a lot of this is empty. We also picked up a little piece of Scripps Ranch. Scripps Ranch came out divided in all sorts of ways by the redistricting. But so that's what our new district looks like. So we'll get to know our neighbors in University City better tonight, in fact. For the supervisors district, there are 5 districts. Again, they were just changed to equalize the population. There were some really big changes that were proposed that would have changed almost everyone's supervisor to a different one, but they finally got something that was a little more reasonable. This is what the current district looks like. It's this H-shaped region here that includes Mira Mesa in this area right here. Can you see my mouse, by the way?
Yes.
Yes, okay. This is now changed to, these are the new districts. So District 3, which is Tara Lawson Reamer's district, now extends all the way along the coast and not as far inland as it did previously. So pretty big change there. We are right here on this southwestern corner of the inland part. Scripps Ranch, again, got pushed out into the Green District, extends way out to the east. But we are still with Tara Lawson Reamer, which is good because we have a number of things going on with her. For the Assembly District, currently we're in Assembly District 77, which is represented by Brian Mainshine. But after the redistricting, Mira Mesa will be part of District 78, and Assembly elections will be held in November 2022. Currently, Assembly District 78 is represented by Chris Ward. Now, I don't know yet whether he's running for re-election or whether he's in the same district. One thing that happens when they change all these boundaries is that the representative may end up living in a different district than the one he was represented before. So we'll have to find out who is actually representing us in that district, but it won't be Brian because he lives outside the boundaries of the 78th district, which is shown here. Basically goes from Mira Mesa way down south to North Park. For State Senate, Mira Mesa right now is part of Senate District 39, represented by Tony Atkins, but will become part of Senate District 40. Again, elections will be held in November, and currently District 40 is represented by Ben Hueso. And this is what that looks like. It's kind of a convoluted district, but we're right out here in this piece on the west end. There's a blow up of it. Right. So congressional district, currently we're represented by Scott Peters in Congressional District 52. After redistricting, we will be in Congressional District 51, which is currently represented by Juan Vargas. However, because California lost a congressional district, all the districts have been renumbered, so they don't necessarily mean what they did before. I don't think that Scott Peters lives in this district, however, so we'll probably have a new congressman too. And those congressional elections will be held in November. Okay, so the bottom line is we will have a bunch of new representatives. County Supervisor Tara Lawson Reamer is, I think, the only one who is guaranteed to stay with us. All of the other ones will be changing, and we'll have more information on that as as candidates start to announce themselves. Back to you, Pam.
Okay, I'll just add one thing to that. One office that neither Barry nor you put into the survey is San Diego Unified School Board. And Sabrina Bazo, who is our current representative, will continue to be our representative. There was some redistricting on the school board, though, I believe. So I don't completely know where the boundaries are, but Mira Mesa will still be represented by her. Did I see a hand up? Somebody, Karen?
Yes. Basically, just like Jeff said, Scripps Ranch got redistricted as well in the school district. So
we will have Scripps. Will we be together with Scripps Ranch again like we used to be?
I wasn't aware.
Way back when we were with them. More recently, Mira Mesa and University City have been together, and Diane Ahern, who's the University City Community Association president, will be talking to us in a moment. Diane, am I right that UC will no longer be in the same district for school board or not?
This is Sabrina. Pam, yes, you're correct. Starting next year, University City will be in District C, which is the coastal district, and I will pick up Scripps Ranch, but I will still have Mira Mesa and Claremont.
Okay, yeah. So there's so Mira Mesa has really, on the local level, come out fairly well in terms of being able to stay together as a community. We're happy about that. We welcome neighbors who are together with us now and sharing things, and who have been with us before and are back with us now. But it's going to be interesting because some of the things have indeed changed. And again, for those of you who have not yet had a chance to meet Diane, she'll be speaking in a little bit. give us a little more information about University City, since they will indeed be a large part of District 6, along with Mira Mesa being a large part of District 6. And we will be working together with the same city council member when we haven't before. But before we get to that part, we have for our background main program, more about the Mira Mesa Community Plan update, because that's a major thing that's happening. And it's another thing that Mira Mesa and University City both have in common, because both communities have community plan updates underway right now that have taken perhaps a slightly different direction than some of the community residents thought they were going to be. But I won't steal Jeff's thunder. I will introduce Jeff Stevens, Mira Mesa Community Planning Group Chair, to talk about the Mira Mesa Community Plan update.
All right, well, hopefully people don't get tired of me tonight. There was one follow-up on the last talk. Kent Lee commented that Chris Ward is indeed both in the new district boundaries and is running for re-election. So we will need to get to know him. With that, I will share my screen again. And this one. All right, so I assume everyone can see that. All right, so I'm chair of the Mira Mesa Community Planning Group. We have been going through a community plan update. I did give a talk on this back in September, but I want to give some updates and add some new material for the people who are there. So I'm going to go back a little bit. We've done community plan updates before in 1981 and 1992. This map here on the right shows what the community plan looked like in 1981. You notice one big difference is that over in the western part of the community, there is Aero World. Aero World was a amusement park, a museum with a landing strip that was going to fly airplanes over over Penasquitos Canyon, over the community. That was seriously proposed during the 80s, but sometime before we did the plan update in 92, they decided it was infeasible and gave up on that. So that was redesignated as industrial. So I was actually involved in the community plan update in the late 1980s, which was approved finally in 1992. There are a number of things we did then. We converted all of Serrano Mesa to prime industrial, removing this recreational piece. We added a number of parks to the community to bring Mira Mesa up to city park acreage standards. At the time, Kaiser had planned to build a hospital over on Mira Mesa Boulevard, just west of I-15, but they decided to build more farther north. So that was changed to commercial, and that became what's now the Mira Mesa Market Center. There was, prior to this, a plan to extend Camino Ruiz all the way across through Penasquitos Canyon Preserve. We removed that, one of the best decisions we ever made, in my opinion. And then we refined land uses throughout the community. So after we were done in 1992, the community plan looked like this. We did a good job on it, in my opinion. But this is what it does. It defines all of the land uses throughout the community. The residential areas, including the allowed densities. Notice that the yellow area here are all single family homes, but there are multifamily homes concentrated around the community center and along Camino Ruiz, along Black Mountain Road, and along Carroll Canyon Road. So basically closer to major roads and to commercial areas. Defines the industrial. This whole area of Serrano Mesa, as I mentioned, is defined as prime industrial. And the area down at Miramar in the southern part of the community is also planned as almost entirely industrial. And then it defined parks and open space. It also defined public facilities. We did traffic projections and made some road improvements to based off the traffic projections. We use population-based park standards to determine how much park acreage we need, and then we found the acreage that that we could use to make those parks. And then we included the libraries and fire stations, again, needed for the community. This is largely based on population also. So the 1992 community plan very accurately projected future development population, which is one reason we didn't update it for 30 years. And as you can see, if you look at this map, which was developed 30 years ago, it looks like the community today. So it very accurately projected what we would have at this point. But there were a few things that we needed to do. So we actually requested a community plan update. For example, there is a community park that was supposed to be built next to Challenger Middle School. That couldn't be built because the site turned out to be covered with vernal pools. However, the Three Roots project is building a new community park that will replace that. And so both Three Roots and the larger Stone Creek project to the east, the two Carroll Canyon projects, as 1992, we didn't have plans for those. Now we do have specific plans for those. So I thought what we would be doing with our plan update was things like that, making changes to where the parks were, trying to incorporate the Carroll Canyon projects into the community, and doing a number of other things that needed to be done just because it had been 30 years. But the city had other ideas, as I'll talk about in a minute. One other thing I want to talk about before I get into the current community plan is the FBA program. So the FBA program is what has funded all of our infrastructure projects for the last 35 years. The way it works is that you take the community plan and you develop a list of all the infrastructure projects that aren't directly tied to a development. You can see over here on the right, every one of those numbers is an FBA project. So then you develop cost estimates for the projects and use that to develop a developer fee. And then you develop a schedule and a budget for them. And so the FBA has one deficiency, which is that everything is late, right? Because you have to wait for the money to accumulate before you can build something. But over a long period of time, all of the public facilities do in fact get built. And because it's derived directly from the community plan and updated frequently, in fact, it's been quite successful. So as of August 6th of last year, with the approval of Parks Master Plan, the city terminated the FBA programs. So they no longer exist. The Parks Master Plan also eliminated the population-based park acreage standards, which is what was critically important to us in order to get the parks that we added to the community plan in 1992. So why did the city do this? Was that they terminate the program to replace it with something better because it wasn't working well enough? No, actually they replaced it because it was working well. And after 30 years, the developing communities started to show that they actually had their parks and other public facilities built. And so the city council looked at that and said, wait a minute, that's not fair. You guys where the development is occurring are actually getting your projects done. Well, the older parts of the community aren't. So we're going to take all of the developer fees, throw them into a big pot and spread them out all over the city according to however we feel like. And I wish I were making that up, but that in fact is exactly what happened. Okay, so we do still have some money in the FBA fund. And there are a few projects that are very high priority we're trying to get done. The three that are currently in progress are the Sauk Park, which is over next to Sauk Elementary School, the pool and skate park at Mira Mesa Community Park, and the Wangenheim Fields. There should be enough money left in the FBA fund to pay for those. We are getting money from Three Roots. That money is still going into the fund, but that's the last money that will go into the FBA. But there are other high priority projects too. There's a segment of Carroll Canyon Road that's needed in order to make this road complete from 805 to 15. That's an FBA project. The Recreation Center at Three Roots, originally this was put at the community park, but when the new park was developed down here, that was a better place for it, so it was moved to that point. But now it's not clear there'll be enough money to actually build it. And then another thing is Canyon Hills Park. This is the hilltop above Mercy Road. We have a large acre part of land there that was bought with FBA funds, but we haven't had the money to develop it. We do have a plan for it. But with the FBA going away, it's not clear when we'll actually get the money to build that. So this is a problem for us. We're still trying to find solutions to. All right, so at the time, when we requested the update to the community plan, it was actually very low on their priority list of plan updates, partly because they've been working quite well. But all of a sudden, it got elevated to one of the first plan updates to be done. And when I asked why that happened, I never could get a straight answer, but it's pretty clear now that the genesis of it was this report, the Housing Affordability Crisis, San Diego Housing Commission, September 2017. It identified what they called transit opportunity areas around transit stops. And they estimated that you could add quite a lot of housing by building housing near the transit opportunity areas. You notice these explicitly listed Mira Mesa as being able to add some 10,000 units. Now, the problem, of course, is that as anyone who's tried to take transit in this community knows, there really is very little. We have an occasional bus down Mira Mesa Boulevard, but it's not like we're sitting right on a trolley line, for example. But that's the genesis of this, and it's basically been the way community plans are being done all over the city now. So we started our community plan update in August 2018. Unbeknownst to us, the city had actually applied to the state for money to develop the community plan. They got a grant for $650,000. And you notice this is from their application. In the application, it said that they would rezone land to increase residential capacity by 10,000 to 20,000 units. So it's a bit of a sore point that they never told us that. It became rather obvious that's what they were trying to do as it went along, but it would have been nice to know that from the beginning. All right, so this is what the plan looks like now, that the city is proposing. Is 24,000 units. It will approximately double the population of the community. There are a lot of issues with this. I'll just mention a few of them. So one of the ideas is to change all of the commercial areas to a mixed use of commercial and residential. The idea would be that you could keep the commercial, but you would build 4 or 5 stories of community of housing on top of it. And so this would, of course, radically change the way that our commercial areas work. So to give you an idea of what these numbers look like, it's 50 units, 4 units per acre, 73 units per acre. Casa Mira View, the development that's just off of I-15 here by Mira Mesa Boulevard, is about 42 units per acre. So this is higher density than anything we currently have in the community. So in addition to the shopping centers, they're also proposing to have housing in Sorrento Mesa, up to 109 acres at one point. There are a lot of issues with this too. I mean, in addition to the impacts of that, although the idea is to put housing closer to to employment, there are good reasons for separating industrial from residential. You have, noise and lights late at night. A lot of them use toxic chemicals. We just went through in San Isidro a case where they changed their community plan specifically to separate the residential from the industrial. So now if this is just offices, some benign use, maybe it's no big deal, but I still have concerns about this. And we kept this very carefully as pure prime industrial for the last 30 years. And because of that, it's developed as an enormously successful industrial area. So in addition to that, they also propose housing along Miramar Road, the Camino Ruiz, and these two little commercial areas up here. So that's, there's some obvious problems just with trying to add this to the community. It kind of drops a whole different type of community on top of it. But another problem is, if you notice at the bottom here where it says what those numbers mean, it's not just 73, it's 0 to 73, and it's 0 to 54. So basically what they're doing is they're giving the landowners the option to build up to these densities, but they don't actually have to do it. And so far, we haven't really had that much enthusiasm from landowners about doing it. So that hurts our predictability of what we have in the future. But this is what they're going with, and there seems to be a lot of enthusiasm for it at the city. Here are just a couple of examples of what that might look like. This is at Mira Mesa Gateway. These are some examples of similar types of housing that have been built in other areas, and what it might look like along the Parkway. They are supposed to keep the bottom floor commercial, which is what this red line means, and then build housing on top of that. This is just a piece of this. The zoning does cover the entire area, but this is just an example to show what this would look like in one place. This is what they're calling the Mira Mesa Town Center, which is at Mira Mesa Boulevard and Camino Ruiz. Again, this is an example, some examples of housing, what that might look like, and how it might be stationed in Camino Ruiz. Again, this is just one little piece of it. It could cover quite a lot more of it than that. But again, that's up to the landowner. All right, so what do we do about parkland? You're going to double the population of the community. They've eliminated the population-based acreage standards, so they don't have to add the amount of acreage that they would have to support the new population. So what will they do for parks? The idea is to build a different kind of park. It would be within these residential areas. So you would have smaller parks like this, 1 to 3 acre parks, maybe parks along the sidewalk even. So that's the general idea. They've replaced the population-based acreage standard with a point system. The point system is very difficult to understand. We've asked them to do an evaluation of the current parks in the community and for their proposal, and have been waiting months for it. So hopefully we'll get that soon. All right, let's talk about traffic. Obviously, that's an issue people care about a lot. They've actually changed the way they do traffic projections. In all the projects we evaluated to date, we always get a report based on levels of service. So when you do a big project, you predict what the impact will be at every intersection, on every road segment. And then you can look at that and see where the congestion will be and what you need to do to mitigate it. They've actually abandoned that approach and have now gone to what they call vehicle miles traveled. So vehicle miles traveled are the number of trips multiplied by the length of trips. The idea here is to do developments that reduce the length of the trips people have to take by, for example, putting the residential close to employment. which is fine, except that you really do need to do the, I mean, it doesn't give you any information about the congestion it will cause. So this was an estimate of the vehicle miles traveled at build out in with our current plan. This 103,000 is a little larger than the number we actually anticipate with the community plan, but this is Sandag's number, and I think it assumes some redevelopment. But with the new, with the proposed plan, the population of the community will increase to 167,000. This is the change that is being proposed for Mira Mesa Boulevard. Currently it's 3 lanes of auto traffic each way. What this change would do would be to reduce the automobile lanes to 2 lanes, add a bus lane along the edge, and then have a separated bike path along the sides. Now, the bike paths we have in this community right now are really kind of a scandal. I mean, they're very dangerous. So this kind of a bike path is very, very welcome to any bike riders. And it's good to have, give a better access to the buses also. But obviously, if you reduce the number of lanes on a street as congested as Mira Mesa Boulevard, there are going to be issues. So this is the proposed public transit. There are some nice ideas here. There are a number of additional transit routes that are being added. One thing that's really rather unique is this green line here is actually a skyway that would go all the way from the Sereno Valley Coaster Station up to the center of Mira Mesa, and then on the other direction up to Torrey Pines Mesa. It's a wonderful, wonderful idea in concept. But there are a number of issues with this also. Oh, and there's also a commuter rail. That's what this is. And there's one reason that that one area was given a density of 103 units per acre is because that's where the transit, the commuter rail would end. So there's some good things in here, but there are some issues. A big one is just that there's no guaranteed funding for this. This is very likely to depend on a bond issue and, depends on voters approving it. And this is not going to be cheap. Another problem is that San Diego's transit network is very limited. You add these additional roads or these additional routes, but then if you want to get somewhere else in the city, as anyone knows, trying to take transit around San Diego is just not very good. And the third thing is that the transit is only available on the major roads. So, suppose you live in the community somewhere and you want to get to the grocery store. There's no transit to do that. Suppose you're in one of the new residences in Sereno Mesa and you need to get your kid to school. Well, the schools are all over here. At the moment, at least, there are no proposals to build any over in the western half of the community. So you're basically required to drive your kid to school over here in the east side. So, I love the idea of transit. I've been in Vienna a number of times. I love the way that works. I just get uneasy with wishful thinking about it. All right, so this is Blueprint San Diego. I'm showing this mainly to show that the city is really serious about this. The Blueprint San Diego program, which is a pet project of the mayor, streamlines the community plan process, shortening by about half the time that it takes to do these community plan updates. And it lists specifically both the Mira Mesa community plan update and the university plan update. So this is proceeding along with a lot of momentum. There's all of these orange dots here, by the way, are also considered transit priority areas. So they cover practically all of the city. All right, so it's not just us. This is the proposal for the university community in their plan update. They actually are densifying much more than is proposed for Mira Mesa. This purple area here in the middle has densities of up to 218 units per acre. Total of 83,000 homes additional. So this is, the reason for this is that there's the new trolley line. The new trolley line you can see here marked with T's. In general, it's a good idea to put your high density housing next to a good transit line, and there's no question that's a good transit line. But it does have the same problem that we have in Mira Mesa, which is that once you're on the transit line, it only goes a limited number of places. It doesn't really give you the kind of citywide access that you'd like to have with a transit system. I think for all this to work, the city will have to do a far better job of transit throughout the city than has been done so far. One last thing, the city just passed two laws, SB 9 and SB 10, that basically override single family zoning. SB 9 allows 4 units to be built on any single family lot. The picture of that shown here, what you can do is you can split your lot in half, and then you can build 2 units on each one. And this can be done by right. It doesn't go through any planning, any discretionary planning process. SB 10 allows up to 10 units to be built on a single family lot near transit priority areas, subject to local participation, but Mayor Gloria has said that San Diego will in fact participate. So both those bills have passed the state legislature and are now a state law. All right, so to finish up, a good community plan does a number of things. It provides predictability. It defines the areas where development can occur and development intensity. And it does it with the cooperation of the landowners and developers. And it accurately projects the future population so that you can define the need for public facilities. So it also defines the public facilities that are needed to support that future development population, and it provides funding for the public facilities. So when we did the 1992 community plan update, we worked directly with the developers and landowners to find out what they wanted to build. We worked with a demographer to estimate the future population. We defined public facilities based on population-based standards, and we funded the public facilities through the FBA programs. With the current community plan update, there's been very little interaction with the developers and landowners. There's a large uncertainty in the future development and population. Most of the population-based standards that guided us in 1992 have been eliminated, and there's no guaranteed funding source for public facilities. Just to summarize, there's nothing wrong in principle with adding a substantial amount of multifamily housing. But in all of these proposals so far, infrastructure is at best an afterthought. Where the infrastructure is mentioned at all, it's being addressed largely by wishful thinking with no real plan and unrealistic financial expectations. Mira Mesa was infamous in its early days for being built with no park, schools, or other public facilities. Those problems, in fact, led to the community planning process and the FBA programs in developing communities. Unfortunately, in the current rush to build housing, we're forgetting the lessons of the past, and it's likely we'll have to learn them again. So the discussion draft of the proposed community plan update is expected to be available for the plan update subcommittee meeting on March 21st. And any of you who like are welcome to attend that meeting. All right.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. That was comprehensive. I knew it was going to be a little longer than we initially thought, but I thought it was worthwhile background. That plan update subcommittee meeting on the 21st, will that be via Zoom?
Yes, so our planning group meetings are generally on the 3rd Monday of each month at 7 o'clock. And so we've been holding the plan update meetings immediately prior to them, usually at 5:30. They have not actually scheduled that as yet. The last couple they have canceled because they weren't ready yet, but they say they're going to be ready this time. So if they are, I would expect a meeting at 5:30 p.m. on the 21st.
of this month. That would be posted on the Mira Mesa Community Planning Group page on the Mira Mesa Town Council website.
Yes.
Great, thank you. I
Well,
think-
I'm just going to jump
Yes.
in for a second, just because Joe and many of other, we've been on the planning group for years and years and years, and that was an exceptionally perfect job, Jeff. I mean, it's very, very, it's kind of like watching oatmeal sometimes, but I'm telling you, it's very, 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 very significant. So you did a great job.
And I saw a question that came across in the chat. I think it was from Karen, wondering if results of the survey that everybody was asked about as far as community plan update were taken into account. There's both a long answer and a short answer. I think the short answer is yes and no. Survey results were reported in a way that they were grouped together in a way to support the findings that city planners were looking for. Jeff, any other quick input on that?
I mean, if anyone who took that survey could tell that they were pushing you in a certain direction. If you want to see the results of the survey, they are actually on the town council website. Go to the planning group page, and they're in they're over on the right. But yeah, it not only pushed things in one direction, but they never really showed anything of the magnitude that they're actually proposing now. They never actually mentioned the number of units. It just sort of showed some pictures, and it suggested that the denser you got, the more parks you got. And so at any rate, it wasn't a very good survey. I encourage people to take it anyway, because at least it introduces people to what's going on. But yeah.
That sounds great. Okay, perfect. Well, I tell you what, with that, if our folks from UC that are here with us could bear with me for a little bit. I know that we're getting close to library building closing time, and I see our library branch manager, Ina Gibson, is here. So I'm going to go ahead and call on Ina, if you would like your time to give us a quick update on library activities so you can get that done with.
Well, since I wasn't sure, hi everyone, since I wasn't sure whether the report that Jeff was giving, which was fascinating and wonderful and necessary, was going to conclude in time. And sometimes at the last minute, I'm pulled away. I did post some information in the chat. I'd invite you all to look through it. Basically, check out our website. The highlights are, we don't have a mask mandate anymore, so you can come in with or without a mask. Staff is still wearing it, so don't be surprised if all you can see is our eyes. We have a return to some in-person programming. Mostly it still takes place outside. Two of our most popular library programs are a Thursday afternoon chess club that happens for all ages in the courtyard. And we also have a Beyond the Playground story time in the park across the street from the fire department. And that's a lot of fun, and a lot of people are enjoying that. It's easier to spread out and maintain a safe distance. We have 2 book clubs. I noticed one of the leaders of Bibliomaniacs is here. Perhaps she can put more information about her group in the chat, or maybe she can raise her hand and fill in. And then Pam Stevens, who you all know, facilitates late in the month our band book club, which is a good time guaranteed for all book lovers. A lot of interesting discussions, a lot of interesting thought-provoking books that they read. So if you have any questions, I can take them quickly. Don't be afraid to come on into the library and ask questions and check out all of the materials and services that we can provide.
Thank you, Ina. This month's banned book club book is Moby Dick. So that is a real classic, and it should be an interesting discussion. And there are some copies on hold at the library front desk. Susan, did you have anything about Bibliomaniacs?
Yes, we meet the second Tuesday of the month and we're back at the library tomorrow, so we're very excited. We meet from 6:30 to 7:45, and tomorrow we're discussing The Last Mrs. Parrish. And even if you haven't read the book, but you like to read, we welcome you.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, well, any other questions for the library, or shall we jump back and meet our neighbors in UC? I invited Diane Ahern, who's the president of the University City Community Association. And Diane, I'll turn it over to you now.
Thank you very much. Let me see if I could share my screen. Thanks. I only have 2 slides tonight, so it's not nearly as comprehensive as the discussion that Steve had, but certainly Bide will complement his in a little way. I want to thank very much Barry and Pam and Steve for inviting me tonight. And I want to say hello, neighbor. Hello, Mira Mesa. I'm Diane Ahern. I am the president of University City Community Association, which is a neighbor just to the west of you, approximately 10 miles north of downtown. Our community is currently under Council District 1, but we will be moving to Council District 6 after the election. We are hosting a D6 candidate forum on April 26th. I will send all the information to Pam, and you are welcome to join us. I see a couple of the candidates who will be part of that forum are on this call tonight. University City Community Association, we serve to exist to provide and promote civic, cultural, educational, and recreational development and improvement in our community. And we also provide a forum, just as you do, where the interests of residents can be expressed and contributions can be made to the betterment of our community. Nights like tonight, where we have a meeting, we also put together a newsletter. We have website and Facebook, just as you do. This year, we're very excited because we are celebrating 20 years of existence of our community association and of the print newsletter. We're also a proud participant, as I think you are, in the network of town councils. We support our neighborhood watch groups. We have a community wildfire protection plan if wildfire is one of your concerns. We also, of course, support our public schools through donations, just as I see you do by reading your website. As far as connections, I see that Steve mentioned highways and public transit. Our natural boundaries in University City are formed by the 805, Interstate 5, and State Route 52. These are our major roads and provide us connections to the larger community to the east and to the north. There is no direct connection in our community to Mira Mesa Boulevard or to Sorrento Valley, so we do have to travel north on the 805 to get to those sections of your community. The Mid-Coast Trolley that was mentioned earlier, that does follow along the I-5 and then go through the campus of UCSD and then terminates at the UTC Mall. So it doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, it goes north and around, doesn't connect directly to Mira Mesa. Should have figured out a way to connect to Sorrento Valley, to that big transit station there. And maybe eventually it will, but right now it ends at the mall. As far as our community goes, our University City community is actually divided in half, kind of where the University City marker is on my diagram there. It divides our community into north and south. To the south, we're primarily single-family residents with some small groups of apartments and condos. To the north, though, it's primarily businesses, multifamily, multi-story buildings, lots of corporate headquarters. We're known as a biotech and life sciences area to the north. I know from reading the newspapers that this movement, there is movement to the east to purchase some of the smaller buildings in Mira Mesa and in Sorrento Valley and convert them to life sciences campuses. It's probably part of the community plan, and it's, you know, we're all seeing lots of changes. Our community to the east, which to us would be along the 805, that section is under the Miramar flight path, and so it is considered an aircraft accident potential zone, and there is some limited development in that area. Our community has suffered 2 military aircraft crashes, one of which resulted in the death of 4 of our neighbors. So we're very sensitive to overflights in our community, and our community organization, UCCA, does support the activities of a local group, the Citizens Advocating Safe Aviation, that seeks to prevent another military crash. As far as our infrastructure, we are home to 6 public schools, several private schools, 2 public libraries. I know one of the librarians happens to be on your council. We have 3 large community parks, several neighborhood parks. Stanley Park on Governor Drive is home to 2 swimming pools, one of which is a joint use pool with San Diego Unified, and it's going to have its grand opening in April. It is the first joint use pool in San Diego. And just like Mira Mesa, we mentioned this earlier, our community is undergoing a community plan update. It's my understanding we're about a year behind Mira Mesa, although they seem to be moving things along quite quickly, but I think we've got a little way to go. As community members, many of us are really dismayed to learn about the rezoning and the changes in land use that are coming, because they will affect the density of not only housing, but also of retail space. And there's quite a bit of change coming, especially in the area south of Rose Canyon, where we do have primarily single-family homes. Many of us are very worried about the increased density without the supporting infrastructure, just like you are, no roads, no parks, and no real public transit. So I'm going to stop there. We could probably all go on a long time. I just want to say thank you so much for having me here tonight. I'm personally very excited because I know some of you on this call already. I do volunteer for the Miramar Community Leaders Forum, and I've met many of you through that organization, through those meetings. I also know Pam because she's our assistant librarian. So I feel like that many of us in University City have a connection, and I'm very pleased that you're being so welcoming of all of us. I'll take any questions or
Thank you
provide
very
any
much, Diane.
discussion.
Yeah, are there questions for Diane? We can take maybe a couple of quick questions, but in fact, love the slide with your newsletter on it. UCCA is ahead of us. We have just recently restarted our newsletter, and so we're getting going again. You are a model for us.
Thank you. If anybody has any questions, you could ask them now, or feel free to email me. I will put this information in the chat. And we would love you to come to our meeting, which is Wednesday night at 6 p.m. And I will send Pam all the information. We'd love to have you come visit us also.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much. I think we'll go ahead now and move on into our next section, which is government and community resources. And we've already heard from Ina Gibson, branch manager of the Mira Mesa Library. So next on the agenda is Wes Lundberg of Miramar College, if you have anything you'd like to share.
I do. I always do.
Good.
Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It's Monday, isn't it? So yes, I'm very happy to be here. I'll keep it very short. Just wanted to give you an update on where we are with COVID and all that kind of stuff. We're reopened fully as of today. We have been on kind of a phased return following Omicron. As many of you know, we had been all set to go January 3rd with a full return, and then Omicron set us back. So we're fully back 100% now. Now that does not mean that all the classes are back because we started a lot of those online and kept some of them that way. And then two, we don't know post-pandemic what the demand is going to be for online versus face-to-face classes. So we're just kind of winging that. We'll adjust and be nimble as a past president has referred to community colleges. We will remain nimble and be ready to respond as we need to what the demand is. What we're hearing right now is students are looking for more online options, but that does not mean for full time. What it means is that they want some of their classes to be able to go online to provide more flexibility for them. But what they want, and this is a result, what I'm giving is a result of a few surveys that we've done with students. What they want is for us to be fully on campus for them and for all the resources to be there for them. So if you hear of a shift in higher education toward online, that's really what it looks like. And those who will dive into the data a little bit more will find that that's the case. So it's not that students are looking to go fully remote. We are going to, it's a district-wide decision to keep our mask mandate in place through the entire semester. We will revisit summer and fall. I'm very hopeful, of course, that we'll be able to lift all of that stuff. It's sure looking, isn't it? Like we're getting through this finally. So fingers crossed, and let's not jinx ourselves, right? The other thing that I wanted to share with you is that we have a new Dean of Public Safety. Some of you may know that the previous permanent dean left us just over a year ago, and it's been a long, hard search. It's a very specialized position. Deans oversee entire schools. A college, of course, is a collection of schools with different disciplines, for those who don't know. So you might have the liberal arts and sciences and various schools. The School of Public Safety for us is where our academies are. The Police Academy, Fire Academy, our EMT and lifeguard schools are all under that dean. So we're very excited. We're hiring a local boy from the Sheriff's Department, Daniel Brislin, who has been with the Sheriff's Department for more than 24 years, I think, in a lot of different capacities and holds several post certifications. So I am very excited to have somebody with that professional background overseeing that school. So we're excited to have him coming on board. His first day will be on Thursday, March 10th. So perhaps at a future meeting, if you would like, I can bring him in and have him introduce himself, and you can get to know him a little bit. But with that, I'll just open it up to any questions that you might have and try to help folks get to their evenings quicker.
Sounds good. Daniel Brislin, could you put his name in the chat for us?
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely.
Any other quick questions for Wes before we move along? Thank you, Wes.
Of course.
Okay.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
And then the next in this section, Joe Fritchell for the Mira Mesa Community Recreation Group.
Well, welcome, everybody. Because of the rain, all the parks are nice and green. One major development we have coming up is the people that are doing the Three Roots project, where our 25-acre community park is located. They want to name the whole park Bruce Brown Community Park. So that is something that we're looking for in our community. Everybody that knows Bruce Brown more than ever deserves something like this. We were not aiming for the whole park, but if they want to do the whole park, it does not look like there would be any objections citywide as far as rules and regulations go. So we may have a new community park named after Bruce, which is awesome. Wagenheim finally got started. I think they're already behind schedule. Salk has been stalled again because the low bid on the project was above the amount of money we have scheduled for that. The meeting tomorrow night is the Mira Mesa Recreation Council meeting. It's at 7 o'clock also with the Zoom meeting. If anybody wants to attend, please don't hesitate to contact anybody. In fact, it's on the Mira Mesa Town Council website. A lot of stuff is going on as far as the parks, which Jeff mentioned a lot of it. And all these people that are paying attention to these meetings, the city is trying to do things to our communities that most of us don't really appreciate. And if you don't stay involved and start making phone calls to the politicians and stuff, we are going to wind up losing Mira Mesa and San Diego to a tragedy that you would not believe. I can sell my house right now. In fact, I don't have to sell it. I can tear it down and put 2 duplexes on right now, dividing it in the middle. And also, if I want to really do it bad, I can put 4 or 5 units on each side. So this is really ridiculous when it comes to what our community is all about. I did hear that one person did a section in Pacific Beach, and the price for the duplexes was over $1 million. So obviously that's going to help housing when you can't even build a duplex for can't sell a duplex for under $1 million. So there's a lot of problems with what the city is trying to do. People really need to pay attention because we live this city. We love this city. We bought these houses because we wanted this kind of environment, and we surely do not want to lose that.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks a lot. Could I ask you to restate what park is it that they're proposing to be named after Bruce Brown?
The
Our new third community park.
The Three Roots Park, the area that
Right.
the developer's plan was referred to as Seed Park, that whole area where the recreation.
All 25 acres. We were going to name the recreation center after Bruce, but they came back and said they want to name the whole thing after Bruce.
Who is the they? City park staff or?
No,
We-
Three
we've
Roots developers.
The three roots, the developers, great.
We've inquired around and we have found no rules that object to this happening. So we're going to
Yeah.
push it forward.
So it's, keep the community posted, because I know that Greg Brown, Bruce Brown's son, had said that keep him posted with what's happening in Mira Mesa. He lives up in Orange County. For those of you on this call who don't know Bruce personally, he was a longtime, very active volunteer who passed away, about a year ago, within the last year. And it would be, my personal thought is that would be a very fitting tribute. So thank you, Joe, for sharing that. I don't want to cut you off, but we have quite a bit that we still need to get done. Was there anything else?
Just we're pushing hard for the air show at Miramar this year.
Thank you much. Okay. Okay, moving along from Joe to the next, I have down Jennifer Qualvik with Mira Mesa High School announcements. I saw Jennifer already put into the chat that Taste of Mira Mesa is going to be coming back this year, April 23rd, Mira Mesa High School Foundation website. Jennifer, anything else you want to add? Oh, you're muted.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, Christine Height, who is trying to pull all of this together, she actually just sent out an email, again, with the link to buy tickets. And she's, of course, always looking for donations, or if you've got, a restaurant that would be interested in participating, we would love to hear about it. That's pretty much it. So if I send you and Jeff the link, could you put it out to everybody and
Yeah.
put it on the website?
Sure.
Absolutely.
That would be great. So it's
Right.
going to be great. It's going to be at the Vault on Miramar Road. It's going to be, yeah, we're coming back with a bang, I hope.
It should be very exciting. We definitely, Jeff and I are planning to come. I will donate a copy of my book about Mira Mesa for anybody who doesn't already have it. Learn about Mira Mesa history. There are a lot of new little restaurants in town that it would probably be very appropriate if we could see if we could get them to participate, or if any of us want to help encourage putting it together. Thank you. Another Mira Mesa High event I know that's coming up even before Taste of Mira Mesa in April is Performing Arts Theater Department is doing Spring Show, March 18th, March 19th, Disney Extravaganza, and those tickets are available online. Songs from all different Disney musicals. It should be a lot of fun. Let's see, moving along, we have the next, I believe, would be Scripps Mesa Fireworks. Is Michael Spencer here? Michael.
Hello, long time no see. Not much at this point to actually report, other than the fact that tomorrow there is going to be a meeting held with Pyrospectaculars, San Diego Fire Department, San Diego Unified School District, and us to visit a site which we've deemed possibly could be our go-to fireworks location for a couple of years into the future, if not in perpetuity. Obviously, Mira Mesa High School is no longer a suitable location for us. The site has been improved too much, as it were, but that's always good news for all the students and the families in the community. When we talked about fireworks, you know, it's a superfluous thing, but we do want those to come back, because, you know, losing 45 years worth of fireworks to 2 years of them not existing has been really frustrating, especially on my part. So we are hoping that the results of the meeting will be that we have a site that we can announce, and when it comes to funding, we will definitely need the community to rally around us and make sure that we get the show funded. We will have a moderately compressed schedule for getting everything done. At this point, I can say that one of our sponsors has said that they will be ready to roll as long as we have a site to go. I will not announce who they are yet until everything is done. But again, hopefully tomorrow's the good news fairy coming around to visit us, and I will be reporting out via our website, Facebook, carrier pigeon, everything that I can to get the word out. If when we have a go for a site, we will get that ball rolling. So thank you to everyone in the past who has supported the fireworks, and we'll be looking for your support. It's absolutely vital in the short window to get this done.
Thank you so much, Michael. And I'll say to our friends from University City that are here tonight, our fireworks nonprofit group, the fundraising group for fireworks, Scripps Mesa Fireworks, because people in Scripps Ranch have benefited from being able to watch the fireworks show and are involved with it. But University City also, while you might not be watching from immediately at home in University City, I know there's a wonderful daytime 4th of July event in University City, but it doesn't extend on into the evening. So we would welcome, we'll share the word about what's happening with the fireworks, because it also is a very important tradition for the whole area. Okay, and with that, it's the next one I've got on the agenda is our San Diego Unified School Board member, Sabrina Bazo.
Good evening, everyone. Lots of stuff going on, so that's exciting. I was on the call with, I don't know, it seemed like every department was represented on that call, Michael, for the fireworks. So I'm very excited that we're going to be doing those, that's going to be back for this year. And thanks for all your hard work on that, and looking forward to continuing the tradition this year. And also wanted to give a shout out for Taste of Mira Mesa, as well as Jennifer mentioned. If you have gift cards hanging around that you're not using, Starbucks, anything, we can use any of those types of things. You can, email me or Jennifer, and we'll come get them, or, you can drop off at the high school. Anything that would, look good in a basket for donating to benefit our schools is absolutely welcome. You can drop that off at the high school. And also wanted to, I don't know if Diane Ahern is still on the call, but I do attend the university's, it's the University City Community Association meetings, and she is the president of that group, and she does a fantastic job. And so just wanted to also thank her for being here and giving some updates. So it's good to know what's going on in our larger community as well. I wanted to share with you some good news about, so VAPA is the Visual and Performing Arts program through the schools. And we have some staff, well, some school staff that are going to be honored from Mira Mesa at that event, which I think it's the honor choir concert. I believe it's coming up on March 13th, but I can look again. Just sorry, we're babysitting my daughter's dog, so he's playing with his toy in the background. So we have Jeff Sabins, the principal at Mira Mesa High School, is going to be honored with the award for support of our VAPA program. This is a district-wide program, by the way. The honor award is going out for district-wide. And then Jean Christensen is also going to be honored, as well as the choir director at Challenger and the high school. And I can't remember her name. I don't know, Jennifer, if you remember her name, but she's, all three of them are going to be recognized at this district-wide program. So it'll be after the honor choir concert, and I will look up the date and time in case anyone wants to attend and cheer on our Mira Mesa VAPA leaders in the district. So I was very proud of that. Next, I wanted to share that on March 15th, the San Diego Unified School Board is going to be meeting. They have a joint meeting every year with the San Diego Community College District Board. So that's kind of interesting. There's a lot of ways that we partner together and collaborate, and we're always trying to build on that relationship as far as offering more college classes, trainings, apprenticeships. There's just a lot of programs and events that we can work on together, and just to have awareness of what's going on at the college level, and it helps them to see what we're doing more at the K through 12 level. That's going to be a Zoom meeting that you can watch on March 15th. It's at 5 p.m. You can go to the San Diego Unified School District website to get to that. Next, I wanted to share that we are going to be, as of Friday, the district announced we're going to be lifting the mask mandate the Monday after spring break. So that's Monday, April 4th. So the school is actually on spring break. The schools, I should say, are on spring break that previous week. So they'll be that week off. They will all be given a COVID test, the students, before they come back, similar to what we did coming back from the winter break. And the mask mandate will be lifted. Students are still encouraged, if they feel more comfortable wearing the mask, that's fine, but it'll be optional at that point. And finally, probably most of you know this, unless you're not watching the news much, but it's pretty much all over the news channels. We had a press conference tonight at the district office, and we've announced Lamont Jackson as our new superintendent. So that was very exciting. Just came from there about an hour and a half or so ago, and I've never seen so many news cameras, all the ones at the district. I wish the building looked a little nicer, but so yeah, I'm excited this has been over a year in the making, and the superintendent search committee has done a fantastic job, in addition to the staff that have been involved in this process, and very glad and also very relieved to finally be done with this and have a permanent superintendent in place. And if most of you know, I think Lamont, because he's been all over the district. He grew up in San Diego, went to school in San Diego. He lived in southeastern San Diego, but where he went to school, but he also attended Claremont High School. And he's just a success product of the district, honestly. He has his PhD from University of San Diego, so totally homegrown, and he's going to do a wonderful job. He's here in Mira Mesa. Specifically, he was principal at Challenger as well as at Wagenheim. He's also been the area superintendent for Mira Mesa, so a lot of people know Lamont well. In fact, he also has a house in Mira Mesa. He's currently renting that house out, but rumor has it he's going to be moving back to Mira Mesa. So that's I'll stop there unless anyone has any questions.
Sabrina, that is exciting news. I'm very happy. When does he officially start? When is the, or do you?
That's a good question, Pam. I think he has started. What we did with his contract, we are going to make it retroactive. So he's basically started today.
Oh, okay.
But his contract, I think, doesn't go into effect till the end of the month, but they'll make sure that,
okay.
It's
so it's not like
to,
we're waiting until next school year. It happens immediately.
Yes. Yes.
Sabrina, thank you for your help with that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, we're excited.
I tell you, Lamont is the best choice amongst the two. And I think to bring that lady in from a small school district way up north and put her in this position here would have been a disaster. So I think Lamont, he knows everything. He's been there. He's the man. And let's see if he can do the job that we need him to do. I'm sure he will.
Yep.
Great.
So, yep.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. That's
Thanks,
wonderful.
everyone.
I think we're going to try to move along as rapidly as we can because we do still have a few more important things to do before we adjourn, including I know we have our new representative from Chris Cates' office on the agenda. Before we get to her, I don't know if Bernie Reinerson is here tonight. You mentioned Community College District Board will be doing a meeting together with San Diego Unified School Board. Wes does such a great job reporting about Miramar College that Bernie doesn't always make it to our meetings here, but you're not on the call, are you, Bernie, anywhere? No, okay. When is that joint meeting coming up? Did you have a date for that?
Yep, it's going to be on Tuesday, March 15th at 5 p.m. It's going to be, we're going to be in the auditorium, but people will be able to watch via Zoom.
Can watch via Zoom. Great. Thank you so much. Okay, so without further ado, the next on our agenda for San Diego City Council member Chris Cate is Denise Torres. Welcome, Denise.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, everyone. A few things, and I'll be quick. So things that have happened in the City Council last week. On Monday, the San Diego City Council voted unanimously to discuss a draft of the ordinance establishing the Commission on Police Practices, also known as CPP, with the city's police union as part of the collective bargaining process. And then in 2020, San Diego voters passed Measure B, which established the CPP, and the new commission replaces the city's Community Review Board on Police Practices. And unlike its former, it will have subpoena power and more independence from the police department. And before the City Council can adopt an ordinance to implement the commission, state law requires that it allow the police union to review the impacts the policy will have on police officers before it returns to the City Council for a second voting. And second thing, something related to the street vending ordinance. On Tuesday last week, the City Council heard the street vending ordinance item, which passed an 8-1 vote. And this ordinance is to comply with the State Bill 946 and set requirements and regulations, and also provide legal clarity for vendors who want to abide by the rules. Basically, vendors will need a business license and permit in order to operate at busy areas across San Diego, such as Balboa Park, Ocean Beach, convention centers, busy and crowded areas like Little Italy, Gaslamp, and so forth. This still needs to be signed by the mayor's office before implementation, but I believe it is expected to take effect in June 1st of 2022 this year. And also for this week, today at the council meeting, basically they're busy with evaluation for and potential appointment of the independent budget analyst position So that's what the city council has been busy about this week. And other than that, District 6, we have a business of the week. So for last week, it was Wolf's Foreign Car Services, Inc. That is in Engineer Road by Convoy. So if you have any favorite restaurants, small businesses that you frequent and would like to give your appreciation, you can also nominate them, send me the names of those businesses, and we'll gladly consider them for the business of the week. And other than that, last thing is the Build Better San Diego workshop. That is the City of San Diego's planning department collecting community feedback about the Build Better San Diego. It is a citywide planning initiative to enable the faster and more equitable delivery of public spaces across San Diego. This is going to be a virtual meeting, and the staff will share the goals Build Better San Diego is working to achieve and provide an opportunity for participants to ask questions and learn more about on how to stay updated. So there will be simultaneous Spanish interpretation will be available for our Spanish speaking community. And I will provide the meeting details and the link. And this is going to be on March 10th, this coming Thursday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. So if you have any questions regarding city council meetings, you can forward me your questions to my email, ddtorres@sandiego.gov, and I will forward them to our policy advisor. Anything else, you can definitely email me.
Thanks, Denise. I see a hand up, Susan.
Yes, Denise, would you say your email address again, please?
Yes, I will put them in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, next I have Assemblyman Brian Mainsheim, Rob Knudsen. Are you here, Rob?
Don't see him.
Okay, how about San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria, Michaela Volk? No, Michaela? How about County Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer, Amanda Berry? Hello, Amanda.
Hi, thanks everyone for having me today. It was great to see the new maps and that we still have you all in our district. So I'm happy to be here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amanda Berry, she, her, and I represent County Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer. So today I'm talking about traffic, which is our favorite topic always. We know that it's a pretty big problem in our region. It makes us late, it worsens climate change, it takes away the time that we could spend with our loved ones. So Supervisor Lawson-Remer is excited to welcome a huge traffic improvement project, which is new carpool lanes on I-5. There are 9 miles of carpool lanes northbound and southbound. They're open from Carlsbad to Solana Beach. And these are a major incentive to encourage people to share a ride instead of driving alone, and are a great way for anyone going from Orange County to LA. And we're not quite done yet. Construction began in October on the next stretch of carpool lanes that will continue north from Palomar Airport Road to the 78. The supervisor has been a supporter of infrastructure investments like this and will continue to fight for projects that reduce pollution and increase our quality of life. On the subject of pollution, the county supervisors voted unanimously to advance climate action by prohibiting county investments in any corporation that engages in exploration, production, drilling, or refining of coal, petroleum, or natural gas. And Supervisor Lawson-Remer believes this action is an important step to align taxpayer investments with our values. The vote ensures that the county's $13 billion in investment pool is not supporting fossil fuel industries that profit from destroying our planet and mortgaging our future. Thanks all for having me. If you're interested in climate, we do have our decarbonization, regional decarbonization framework event this week on Wednesday, and I'll share that as well. Happy to take any questions.
Not really a question, other than thanks to Tara for support on the epicenter. Those of us who were there to speak out at the meeting the other day on behalf of funding for that much needed project are looking forward to further updates as to what the next step might be.
Thanks, Pam. For those of you who weren't there in the meeting and called in, I appreciate everybody who did. There will be another opportunity to engage at the budget hearings to hopefully get it in the change letter from the Chief Administrative Officer.
Thank you. Any other questions for Amanda? then moving right along, we have, I don't think Diane and Laura is here, or are you, for Tony Atkins? And I know in advance, we don't have anybody from Congressman Scott Peters' office tonight. Those of you who know Anthony Nguyen is no longer with his office, and they don't have anybody else yet appointed for Mira Mesa. So that brings us to open forum. And I know Fidencio Pompo had contacted Barry and me that he has an announcement about a Scout-sponsored food drive. So take it away, Fidencio.
Thanks, Pam, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Fidencio Pompo, and I'm the service coordinator for Troop 1212. And let me share my screen real quick because I want to get this information out to you. But the Boy Scouts have been stuck at home. The Boy Scouts and the Boy Pack have been stuck at home, and they would really love to get out. And I'd like to invite you to support their Scouting for Food event. This is going to be March 19th from 9 to 11. And this will be, you see the address there, 11023 Pegasus Drive. That's actually the location of the Jesus Christ Church of Latter-day Saints. Believe it or not, there's a big, huge parking lot in the back there. And that's where the Boy Scouts will be. And they'd love to take any food that you might have. And again, this is support of the San Diego Food Bank and Neighbors Helping Neighbors. And so this is a really good cause. If you have time, I know there's so many events going on in Mira Mesa. Just tag this one on there too. This will be in the morning, and you'll see when you pass by the church, you'll see the pack with all their flags, the Boy Scout flags, the flags of the United States. They'll be out there. So that's my little announcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Fidencio. Could you email that flyer to Jeff? He could post it on the town council website.
Absolutely. I'll get it out there.
Great. Okay. Well, moving right along. Yes, I just had a request from Tommy Howe to make a few remarks. I am chairing the meeting tonight because Barry is stuck at work due to its tax season. So if after Tommy, if there are any other 2-minute maximum brief announcements to make, put it in the chat and I'll call on you.
Thanks, Pam. I appreciate it. And yeah, I know this is definitely the busy season for Barry. Tommy Howe, San Diego County Planning Commissioner, running for San Diego City Council here in District 6 in Mira Mesa. I really appreciated Jeff's presentation tonight. The housing changes, the undoing of single-family zoning, SB 9, SB 10, the city's push to build housing, no matter how many carts are ahead of the horse. The undoing of any kind of oversight on ADUs. Look, I will defend single-family zoning as your council member. That's a priority. This is the essentially what everyone who lives in Mira Mesa has essentially been living under, that reasonable sense of expectation for the last 50 years. I support housing. I'm not opposed to building housing, but we're not going to undo single-family, housing to do that, especially if we're just building more and more housing that no one can afford. And we already have 6,000 units going online right now as it is. I'm concerned about where the cars are going to wind up going, especially because we have no meaningful transit really here in Mira Mesa District 6. That's a concern if you work over at MCAS Miramar, if you work over at Sereno Mesa, if you work in Sereno Valley. If you want to get out of your car, you don't really have an option. I'm glad to hear that we're going to get some bus lanes on Mira Mesa Boulevard. That's certainly good news. Perhaps we could day part those, so perhaps they're not being used all the time. But there's some opportunities to actually get people out of cars. I want to do that, but I don't want to do that at the expense of getting the full breadth of traffic when we need that. Regardless, I was very happy to work with Supervisor Lawson Reamer's office to get some additional bodies to the County Board of Supervisors meeting last week regarding the additional funding to get the epicenter restored. That's important. I'm very pleased that Mira Mesa is still within the supervisor's district. I'm opposed to the community plan update initiation to build the office park in Carroll Creek. I know many of you have heard about that. It's unnecessary given the volume of office space we're going to wind up having included, not just in the Mira Mesa community plan update, but also in the University City community plan update. The tens of thousands of square feet. There's no reason why we should be building literally in a creek bed. It is counterintuitive at best. and certainly destructive as far as that riparian area goes. And it is in violation of the Mira Mesa Community Plan. I am pleased that we received the endorsement of the Sierra Club last week. There's more information on that at my website, tommyhough.com, TOMMYHOUGH. And I'd like to invite you all as well, if I can take off my candidate hat for a moment. As a member of the San Diego Miramar Lions Club, we're doing a cleanup at Mesa Verde Park this Sunday morning at 9 a.m. You're all invited. We'd love to have you there. We'll have all the implements you'll need to pick up cigarette butts or help pick up one of the most heavily used parks, certainly here in the Mira Mesa community. I would remind you, though, if you're coming, that Sunday morning is going to be the morning after Spring Forward. So it is going to be 9 a.m. And you may be less 1 hour of sleep, but we'd love to see you out there for that with our Lions Club. Again, putting back on my candidate hat, there's more information on what I've been speaking about tonight at my website, tommyhow.com. And it's great to see everyone, and I look forward to speaking with you more. Thank you so much for the opportunity to chat tonight.
Okay, thank you, Tommy. And next, I see a request to speak from Susan Sregovich.
Hi, everybody. Mira Mesa Women's Club has a new project called Reading Explorers. When I found out how many kids were in need and didn't have books at home, I thought it was time for us to take action. So last week, I delivered 225 new books to Walker Elementary School. And some of the kids were just so amazed that they were able to have their own books that they were going to take home. Right now, we're doing a very special fundraiser. We're doing a matching one for the month of March. So we have somebody that's donated $300, and they said, you know, we'll match up to $300. I'm working with Mason Elementary School. And what you may not know is we have this wonderful community, and we don't realize how many families rent one room for their entire family to live in, to be in a good community. And that's what a lot of these kids have is, I don't know about you, but I just can't imagine a whole family living in one room. We have on Facebook, I have the flyer there, and I've posted it in a lot of Facebook groups. And any donations you would like to make, I would most appreciate it. If you're a small business, we salute you.
Thank you, Susan. I think I did see an email you sent about that. And Jeff, if we don't have that on the town council website yet, I'm sure we can get that on to help spread the word. Thank you. And next, Kent Lee.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm on my phone. Just had returned shortly ago from walking and got up with my daughter to bed. As many of you know, I am running for San Diego City Council to represent our district, the 6th district, and certainly would love to connect with many of you if I have not had the opportunity to do so yet. The campaign certainly has been rolling, and we've had a lot of great conversations with neighbors. Knowing that, you know, many of the issues I think we've discussed in our town council here, or the planning group where I've served as a member for the last 9 years, are echoed, especially when it comes to the infrastructure needs that we have, and many of the streets that we, you know, need to do a better job of in the city in terms of budgeting the funds necessary to actually meet the maintenance that's required. Certainly, again, would love to connect to folks. I've been honored to earn the support of a number of folks, including our school board trustee member here, Sabrina Bazo, Mayor Todd Gloria, as well as 2/3 of our city council. And I will leave some info in the chat as I put my daughter to bed. And thanks, everyone. Great to see you.
Thank you, Kit. Okay, I think that concludes open forum. I didn't overlook anybody, did I? Is there any final open forum comments before we return to our last bit of Mira Mesa Town Council business? And we have a few final committee reports. Jonathan Lee, our treasurer, who is also working professionally doing taxes, but had let me know that he could join us at the tail end of the meeting for some Mira Mesa Town Council business as far as having members have a chance to adopt our budget for the coming year. Jonathan, you are on.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, then I won't put on this headset. Oh, I need that for the, okay, so the budget, do you have the budget up?
It's up on the website. I can, do you want me to, I could put it up on the screen, I suppose.
I might actually have a copy of it here. I think, I don't know if I can see if I can do this right. Can you see it?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is our budget based on, and I'm only comparing it to 2019 because 2020 and 21, we didn't really do anything. So we're kind of back to doing what we're supposed to be doing. So 4th of July, we're gonna get, things are pretty much the same as 2019, except we'll get an extra 5,000 from the rec council grant. So looks like we'll make about 6,000 on the 4th of July, hopefully. Street fair, we've already got about 8,000 in last year. So we should make about 7,000 on the street fair. Voice, the voice celebration, I mean, the recognition, that's gonna cost about 2,600. The VG scholarship, if we can get a few more contributions, we're usually short about $2,000. So we figured that'll cost about $1,000 because we give out 3,000 scholarships. Donations this time, we gonna make about, maybe get about 300, lose about 700. Membership, this is something we should move to get more members. We're gonna get about 1,500, I budgeted for that. And admin, it's gonna go up to pretty much the same. Some things are going down. Newspapers is going down a little bit because they're not doing that. So it's about 8,000 it's gonna cost for the year. A lot of it's for insurance, administrative costs, and the banners. So the projected change is we're gonna have an increase of about 2,500. And we're gonna go from 68,000 approximately to 71,159. That's assuming we cover all the events we're supposed to cover. So that's the budget that's been looked at by the membership, I mean the committee. So I think we have to propose a budget. Propose we adopt the budget. Should I propose it? I propose we adopt this budget for 2022.
Thank you, Jonathan. Is there a second for adopting the budget?
I will second.
Okay, seconded by Jeff. I think we've already discussed it. No further discussion, right?
Any questions? Anybody have
Any
questions?
Okay, town council members, all in favor of adopting the budget as proposed? Say aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
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 And let's see, any opposed? Okay, I think we've got it unanimous. Do I need to take account, Jeff? Who's our parliamentarian? It's
Eric.
Eric. Is Eric here?
Yeah, that's Eric. I didn't hear any objections.
Okay, perfect. So I don't need to take a numeric count. I can just report it as unanimous.
Yes.
Okay, budget is approved by a unanimous vote. Thank you. And that segues to our scholarship committee, Eric Kolbeck.
Yes, just got the flyer updated from 2021 on to 2022, the Mira Mesa Town Council Vern Goodwin Scholarship. Just as a reminder, this is a scholarship for anyone living in the community of Mira Mesa. We're giving out 3 $1,000 for, they don't have to necessarily attend Mira Mesa High School. Most of them usually do. They do need to be planning on furthering their education. It's a pretty simple process of primarily writing an essay about their volunteer experience, getting a couple letters of recommendation, and either postal mail or email. We hope to have the judging take place in May, and we will present the winners at the June 6th town council meeting. So this has been advertised on Mira Mesa Town Council Facebook. It's on, there's a little news posting on the homepage to the Mira Mesa Town Council website. So if you know any seniors that are graduating this year living in Mira Mesa, please direct them to the website and share that with them so they could submit their application.
Okay. Thank you, Eric. Any questions?
Oh, yeah, I just have a question about that. Or actually, maybe not a question, but a comment. I heard Eric say that they didn't have to be a Mira Mesa High School student. I would just say that I think they should be a Mira Mesa High School student. They should be from our, public schools here in Mira Mesa, because that's what we're kind of supporting here in Mira Mesa. So I would make a push to have that person be actually a grad from, or a senior from Mira Mesa High School.
What I guess I'm cheering. I don't need to raise my hand. Sabrina, I appreciate that. However, the requirement is a resident of Mira Mesa, no matter what high school you attend, because there actually are a fair number of Mira Mesa students who go to Scripps Ranch High School, or there are students who go to magnet schools within San Diego Unified, or there are students that do go to private schools. So it's not limited to Mira Mesa High School students. That said, a majority of the applicants are often students at Mira Mesa High. Probably every year we have some that are at some of the other high schools. And it's well worth remembering that the Mira Mesa High School principal, Jeff Sabins, although he grew up in Mira Mesa himself, actually, I believe, was a graduate of Uni High rather than a product of Mira Mesa High himself. So that's why the requirement is set up that way.
Yeah, I would just say because we're the Mira Mesa Town Council, I think it makes more sense to be supporting a student from Mira Mesa than a student from Scripps Ranch.
Oh, we are. The requirement is that a student live in Mira Mesa. And so within the boundary of Mira Mesa, no matter where they go to high school, that's the requirement. And it's an interesting thing because it was not always the case. Back in the day, when students who lived in Scripps Ranch actually went to Mira Mesa High before there even was a Scripps Ranch High, and the scholarship was started then, we actually were open to students from Scripps Ranch too. And then for a while, the scholarship was written that a student who attended Mira Mesa High, no matter where they lived, was eligible, or a student who lived in Mira Mesa, no matter what high school they attended, was eligible. Our rules as currently written are that students that live within Mira Mesa, no matter where they go to high school, that's the eligibility requirement.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Sabrina, these were my marching orders on the criteria, but
oh yeah, no, I was just curious. I never heard that. I've been on the scholarship committee, so
I'll certainly take that back to the rest of the board. I am going to be hitting up the counselors at the high school, the ROTC, the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts.
Great.
Any other youth groups that I'm not aware of, let me know or send them the information.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Eric. That was perfect timing there. We also have at this time a time slot for Banner District. Jennifer Qualvik, who's the chair of our Banner District Committee, had to leave the meeting already. I'm sure if she'd had any important announcement for tonight, she would have let us know. So we'll carry that over until next month. Membership Committee, are you here, Yvonne?
I don't see her here.
Okay, well, in that case, I will simply just in general, encourage everyone who is a member to encourage all of your friends to join. It's a good time to be thinking about doing community outreach, I saw somebody looked like they had in their background behind them information about the May, what used to be D6 night market. Danielle, is that you? Yes, please share, because that's an outreach opportunity. And I don't know if you want to talk about that or talk about membership recruitment. You're a good membership recruiter.
No, I just found out that it's going to be held during the day. So it's
Yes.
actually the D6 day market.
Right.
People are excited about that. And it's back. So they're excited about that too. They're looking for vendors right now. So if you go online, you can download the vendor application.
Right. So Saturday, May 14th. So we've got, and that's about a month, maybe just 3 weeks to a month after Taste of Mira Mesa on Saturday, April 23rd. So things are coming back again. It's very exciting. And with that, we're getting very close to adjournment time. Are there any final announcements by anybody?
Happy birthday, Pam.
Thank you so much. Thanks again. And this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.
Everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.